We are playing the game Flowers and Feedback. Nate is hanging out with us from RHOM.Bravo. Um, our anesthesiologist. We got Dr. Nicole. What are your thoughts on her, giving her flowers and her feedback, Nate?
I think Dr. Nicole is the star of the show. I think there's honestly nothing wrong with her. Like, I've been trying to think of feedback, and I honestly can't think of anything. I think that she brings everything. She brings the wealth, she brings the culture, she brings the intelligence, she brings the family aspect, the family drama. She really has it all, and I feel like I have no notes for her. She's like the perfect housewife.
Did you question for you? Did you have that impression immediately, like, or was it something that grew season after season? Like, as you know what I mean? Like, did you spot that immediately? Like, oh, I really like her, or is it like, season after season she's become that girl?
Well, knew that she was Cuban, and I'm a little biased, so I kind of already liked her before
Okay.
even watching the show. But yeah, as the seasons go on, she's definitely solidified, and like my love for her has been solidified throughout the seasons, definitely.
Okay. Any feedback you can give? I mean, it is a segment. We're just playing the game. You don't have, it doesn't have to be a shady one. Or you said no notes, so I don't know what your feedback for her is going to be.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything. I really think that she's
Hmm.
killing it. She's been killing it, in my opinion.
Okay. So, Dr. Nicole, flowers and feedback. I'm going to say her flowers are going to be like, there's such an enjoyment about her. Like, it's like there is a fun, so you know how some people are like wound really tight, she doesn't seem to have that. She seems to be like really like fun vibes, like hang out, um in terms of some of the it's interesting, like she'll make an action. In terms of the feedback, here's the feedback. She'll make an action, and sometimes it'll be an action that isn't like it's kind of got a little something to it, and she's always like, oh, what, I didn't know, it wasn't my intention. And all I'm saying is, I mean, you're so smart, like, and you're so with it, and you're
Yeah,
such a good communicator. So that would be the only feedback. Like, it's Dr. Nicole, it is okay to be like, "Ugh, I'm not with it." You know what I mean? But I feel like she always, when she has a problem, it's usually more like, well, I didn't know, or
yeah,
that kind of thing. And I'm like, it's okay to say, yeah, no, I'm not rocking with her or whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, she has really improved. And the reason I asked you that question at the beginning was because for me it wasn't instant. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know that she was a polarizing character. It's taken a little bit. It's a hard thing to do. The way they did it was really great. Let's get some of the notable people from the first few seasons, and then let's mix it up with some new people. It's hard to jump into that. But yeah, she's managed to do it. And whether I think she's my favorite or not, there is a fan base for her.
Yeah.
And so people really, really enjoy her. And it's, I think seeing the story of like you said, within her mom and her father. Of course, her father is not with us anymore. And that is, sometimes I feel like reality TV, they always want to go straight to the big drama, and really, the words are, cutting deep. I kind of feel like the really tough emotional stuff, like with interpersonal these personal stories with family, those are really what feel like you're watching a great docu-series. So she definitely gives that. All right, we're moving on to Gertie, giving her flowers and a little bit of feedback. Nate, what do you want to say about Gertie?
So, as I said before, I really want to pursue a career in interior design. And even though that's not exactly what Gertie's doing, she is definitely in the design and creative world. So I really have loved to see her, business side of her storyline, and seeing, her design all these venues and all these different dinners and parties and everything. I'd really love to see that. And I wish I could see more of that. I want to see more of that as the seasons progress. And feedback, I don't know if this is particularly my feedback, but a lot of the comments on my posts about her have been kind of 50-50. Some people say that she's being too dramatic about her situation that she's going through right now with cancer. And I personally feel like I haven't gone through her shoes. And I don't know, I feel like you can't really say that she's being too dramatic because you don't know how it would feel. I can't say how it would feel if I got that diagnosis. So honestly, I think she's doing great. I think she's educating a lot of the viewers about the cancer process. And she said, um, earlier in this season that she, wanted to set an example for people of color who suffer from this because all the photos that she looked up were of white people or people with lighter skin complexions, and there was really nothing or nobody for her to look to for advice or anyone that looked like her. So I think she's doing a great job setting an example.
You make so many good points there. I mean, obviously, because you are engaged with RHOM. Bravo, yeah, you probably get a lot of different viewpoints. The thing about it is, it's a reality TV show, and I feel like sometimes the fan base just gets so excited about everything and like really pick it apart in a way that, like, ultimately, if you can have something that is a storyline that is so meaningful and challenging to you, and you can demonstrate that by way of this platform, it's a good thing. I think, you would hear things about years ago, like, I didn't really watch Married to Medicine at the beginning, and I'm like late to it. But I remember one of my friends said, she was like, "You got to watch the show." And then some of the examples she was giving me, of course, fun cast members too, but it was like, oh, Dr. Jackie, speaks to a lot of these issues that aren't always, being seen on a major platform like this. So I think, not that that's the same thing that you said in terms of Gertie, but yeah, like, you just got to take it for what it is. It is challenging. It is a TV show at the end of the day, but if that message could be put out, that's wonderful. For me, I'll give her flowers in terms of that, because I don't know, when you go through something like that, as you said, no one will know until they're positioned with, a really challenging thing. It's like, I almost feel like if she wanted to take a season off, she could have, because you're just like, this ain't the time. This ain't the time for, mindless shenanigans while you're trying to really like go through it. That is a shame that, you said that there was some reaction that isn't the greatest. Now I like her. And this is not, this feedback is going to sound so bad. Two things. I'll do the bad one first. I just didn't like, okay, how do I say it? Because I feel like the moment I say it, the reaction will be like, well, she was wrong. But I love me some Larsa Pippen. And and I'm not saying anyone was right or wrong. I'm just saying I didn't like when they were going at it, because Gertie's amazing, but like, I love Larsa too, right? Okay, but the only feedback I really have, what is your thought on what I just said? Because I know Larsa's polarizing personality does not always come off to everybody.
Yeah, a lot of
Should we wait till it's her turn in the segment?
No, I all I have to say is that she's definitely the most talked about in my comment section. I'll say that.
And they're not giving her 5 stars? Oh, damn.
Not really. There's some. You are one of them.
Okay.
Comments.
Well, we'll expand that conversation when we talk about Larsa. Okay, but feedback I do have actually for Gertie, and it's gonna, got to get through the season first. I actually do miss her business being so part of her story. I don't know if that's a production thing. I don't know if that's like she wanted to show more of herself, and I think that's cool to show more of herself. Her family's amazing. But I agree with you a little bit, and this is maybe why earlier in the episode here we were kind of saying how we loved that TV show on Netflix, Designing Miami, which now that's going to HGTV or whatnot. Ray Jimenez and Eileen Jimenez. There's something about the viewing audience, maybe not everyone, but certainly you and I, that, yeah, we want to see the business. We want to see, in her case, her throwing these fabulous parties and, just being a boss. Like, I kind of miss that. And I don't know. I thought I heard in a couple interviews earlier on, maybe season 1 into 2, where like she wanted to maybe step out of that. And I'm like, I want to see her do all the other things too, but like I kind of miss that. Like I I miss being gertified. You know, that was fun, you know. So she has a lot. She has a lot of story, you know, when she brings up stuff that went on with her brother. There's a lot of goodness. There's a lot of really wonderful stuff with Gertie. So and she's bearing it all, and it's makes it a fun watch for sure, and a supportive watch. You know, you watch and you're like, damn, okay, like, you know, all the flowers.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Flowers and feedback. Randomly Ronnie Jr. We've got Nate from at RHOM.Bravo.